Hi, I'm Rebecca, and my BXA Capstone project is called Insectevo, Insect Evolution in Motion. To start, who am I? My name is Rebecca. I'm an artist and an engineer. I graduated from the BXA program in December 2024, and I transferred to BSA program because I always had a strong appreciation for engineering and a passion for art. I have concentrations in mechanical engineering and art. My research interests are bio-inspired devices, interactive robotic installations, and biomimicry kinetic art. So to start off, why insects? I was always fascinated by the appearance and unique abilities of insects. I especially appreciate their small bodies, which undergo a complex process due to evolutionary changes. Our human bodies cannot relate to them, but we can still understand the importance of these changes. This is the same with us and machines. This question matters as both machines and insects are an important part of our lives that are often overlooked as cold tools that have the sole purpose of production and reproduction. And here are some examples. There are mechanical gears found inside the legs of a plant hopper, and also the metamorphosis of a butterfly or moths are very fascinating because they go through chemical processes that really deconstruct their body and construct itself again into a butterfly. There are also natural solar cells found in the oriental hornet. Also, there is a mimicry of many insects, and for this one, mantis, and it mimics a leaf. So my first project is called XOXO Monarch Chrysalis. I was inspired by the intricate metamorphosis of a monarch butterfly. And this work explores the dramatic transformation from larva to adult. And during this process, the butterfly dissolves its larval structures and constructs adult features as it forms a chrysalis. The chrysalis opacity obscures this profound change, much like the unseen inner workings of a machine. And as you can see, there are shifting images as the gears rotate. Some inspirations are paper shredding machine that has a series of interlocking, counter-rotating parts. And the design was also inspired by a desktop incubator, but the one built for an insect. Through a gear system, shifting images of paintings evoke the deconstruction and reconstruction of the insect's body. The electronics are programmed to display environmental inputs, such as temperature and humidity, and also adjust the gear speed based on these inputs. Together, they reveal the complexity of the process and offer a visual representation of what is normally concealed from the naked eye. For this project, I prototyped with the acrylic gears, and also I programmed the electronics, as you can see on the slide. I used a humidity and temperature sensor and also a sound sensor, and I displayed it on the OLED screen. My second project is first and last flight of Coreodotus species, and this is a mechanical sculpture that mimics the adult male Peruvian shield mantis, with a scientific name Coreodotus rumbicollis. Particularly during its adulthood, when it develops full wings and faces the final stages of its brief life. The mantis has two distinct types of wings, forewings and hindwings, each serving a unique function. The hindwings have a vivid magenta coloration that acts as a flash coloration, startling potential predators during flight. Meanwhile, the forewings, shaped like the leaves, provide camouflage by covering the hindwings at rest. For this project, I used a slider crank mechanism, which converts rotary motion into a linear movement, and a modified umbrella mechanism, which alternates between opening the outer layer and closing the inner layer, representing the dynamic interplay of camouflage and defense. And lastly, this is my third project called Oriental Hornet. It is a light responsive kinetic brooch inspired by the female Oriental hornet with the scientific name Vespa orientalis. And the species has a remarkable ability to convert solar energy into power for physical activities like digging and flying. And this project establishes a reverse interaction where a motor speed decreases as light increases, connecting the insect's characteristics with the human experience. The body segment moves through a linkage mechanism, responding to the amount of light detected by the photoresistor. As you can see, there's a photoresistor and a resistor embedded into this project. So connecting the projects, during this project, I focused on both exploring and emphasizing the characteristics of insects and their unique abilities through both engineering and art. And with the theme of uncovering the hidden, I used mechanisms with different motions to illustrate the evolutionary processes of insects. This was possible with the use of transparent materials such as clear acrylic and Ziploc bag, as well as fine art such as hand-painted works. The interactivity of these projects can be further improved in the future by incorporating AI, advanced robotics, and large-scale robotic installations. At the beginning of this project, I was determined to create several desktop devices. However, I was reminded that insects are found everywhere, on, below, and above the ground, and even sometimes on our clothes, desk, or walls. Working on this project gave me a deep realization that engineering and art can come together across all kinds of spaces, not just the ones that we expect. And through these works, I challenged the wall between machines, non-human species, and art by making connections between their shared mechanisms and executing them into physical works. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Here's my website and my email. Feel free to email or contact me. And also, there are other YouTube videos that go through the process and the making of these individual projects, and they have a lot of clips in them, so it might be more interesting and better to watch them to see the whole process. Again, thank you for listening.